Good morning. We've just seen the close of another strong session in the US, really boosted by last week's better than expected non-farm payroll numbers, the job data that came out in the States, beating market expectations and helping support the gains that we're seeing in the US markets. Now, we are moving into the earnings season in the US, and later this week it will kick off with major banks coming out with their results. And that's where we saw a lot of the gains coming through today in the banks, in the technology sector. Unfortunately, the utilities did fall back towards the end of trade as money was going back into the growth stocks in the market. If we have a look at the Dow at the end of the session, it was up by 320 points or a 1.3% gain. The Nasdaq up by 68 points and the broader S&P 500 also in positive territory. Looking at the movements in the market, we did see that some of the technology sector were the standouts. We did hear from Twitter. They said that they were going to be removing some of what they call their fake accounts from their Twitter profiles. People were concerned that this was going to hurt their overall numbers. They basically said these people haven't been on the platform in 30 days, so it won't affect anything, and the share price rebounded on that news. We also had Donald Trump coming through and saying that he felt that Pfizer was out there lifting prices higher than expected in the market. They basically came out and said that most of their prices for their medication has not changed. Just a few have risen, and that's due to costings, and the share price ended flat on this news. If we have a look at what else was occurring in the markets, well, of course, the bigger news story overnight was what was happening out of the UK. We heard early in the day in our trading zone that the head of their exit from Europe, their Brexit area, had stood down. And we also heard overnight that Boris Johnson has stood down as the Foreign Secretary. We have had a new announcement out in the last 20 minutes that Jeremy Hunt will fill that position, and we're still waiting to see who will be leading that Brexit charge. But it did create a bit of volatility in the markets. We saw the pound sliding on this news, but it has gained a little bit of momentum. But if anything, it's really helped the euro, the yen and the Aussie dollar in the overnight session. Looking at the commodity markets, well, the gold price up again another $3 an ounce to $1,259 US an ounce, and the oil price back above 74 US a barrel, helping that energy sector. The Aussie market today, well, set for a 25-point gain at the start of our trading day, with the Aussie dollar holding around 74.63 US.